Good morning. My name is Helen, and I will be your chairperson for today's Gotan-E service. Are there any visitors or new students and families here this morning? If so, welcome to our temple. Could those of you sitting near them help to find the proper pages for the sutras, gathas, and readings? Thank you. First, we'll have Sambujo on page 24 in the Big Book, followed by Hyobyakumo, then sutra chanting Juseige on page 23 in the Little Book, and page 73 in the Big Book.
Juseige? members of the San Jose Buddhist Church, Betsuin, have reverently come before me, the Buddha, with deepest reverence and thankfulness for the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of Amida. We reaffirm the three hommages. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance.
We will now have Daihyo Shoko by the following organizations: Cub Scout Pack 611, Boy Scout Troop 611, Daisy Troop, Brownie Troop, Junior Girl Scout Troop, Cadet Troop, Senior Girl Scout Troop, and Ambassador Troop. Lotus Preschool, Morgan Hill Dharma School, San Jose Dharma School, San Jose Junior YBA, DSPL, San Jose Betsuin, Now we will have Gatha Hotoke-sama on page 55 in the small book, followed by the Golden Chain, which is located on page 2 in the little book and page 15 in the big book, under Golden Chain 1.
Do you have a little book? Thank you, Michael. Sama
golden chain. I am
I am a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace.
Now we will have a Dharma lesson.
나무 아미다 부츠.
나무 아미다 부츠.
나무 아미다 부츠.
나무 아미다 부츠.
나무 아미다 부츠. 나무 아미다 부츠. 나무 아미다.
Now we will have a Dharma lesson by Rinban Sakamoto.
Thank you. Don't feel bad. I forgot all kinds of things up here. This is a major service. It is Shinran's birth date that we're observing. It's Gotan-E. And it's only at Gotan-E that we bring out this Toraiban. And I always have to ask Mikame sensei, what am I supposed to do? And so she tries to instruct me, but I can't keep it in my head. So it looked kind of like it was supposed to be. We saw her father do Toraiban at Tokuzenji in Oda, Shimane. When we went to visit her temple a couple of weeks ago. And it looks so natural. It looks so like we do this all the time. Why are you complaining? And I get up here and my knees don't work. I can't remember what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be moving something around. When we went to the Honganji to observe both the morning service and the celebration service, there was of course, Chosho, the person who was leading the service, the chanting, and there were also other ministers that were seated in the Onaijin. And they would move so gracefully in the Onaijin, without any wasted movement, quite relaxed. And I think that's the way we should always feel in the Hondo. Many years ago, I asked a chanting teacher, and I had gone back for, I guess it's a refresher. At that time, the BCA and Honganji was in this exchange. It would send people to Kyoto for kind of this refreshing courses, and then they would also send ministers here to kind of learn about how we do things here. And I asked the chanting teacher at that time, how should we present ourselves as we're in the Onaijin? And he said, look like you're enjoying yourself. That's what you should be doing. Not trying to be something, but certainly pay attention to what the practices are and try to become comfortable in that and to be able to enjoy yourself. So the people who are watching or participating in the service also are able to feel comfortable. We've come a long way since the time of Shinran's birth. What he was able to understand of the teachings of the Buddha has really spread around the world. His understanding, his way of appreciating the teachings of the Buddha, quite unique. And there are many, many ways of appreciating the teachings of the Buddha and approaching that same enlightenment of Shakyamuni Buddha. And Jodo Shinshu is one approach. And Shinran found in his studies of the works of many teachers, he found a way that he too, in all of his limitations and shortcomings, that he too was able to appreciate a life of Nembutsu, a means through which that he too would be affirmed and assured of becoming a Buddha. And it doesn't matter where we come from or who we are all within that same Nembutsu, assurance of Amida Buddha, that provides for the enlightenment of all beings, that reaffirms us as we are of the eventual resolution of difficulties. Today, as we celebrate Shinran's birth, we're grateful for that understanding that he was able to share. A couple of weeks ago, we were on Mount Hiei, the mountain the monastery that he studied at and where he lived for 20 years practicing the teachings of the Buddha. And eventually left, understanding that the way that he had approached the study of Buddhism until that point did not really help him, that he needed to find another way of approaching that enlightenment. And he found that in Honen. And that understanding has been shared with many millions. Today, Jodo Shinshu is the largest Buddhist school in Japan. It is not just in the large temples like ourselves, but it's across Japan. And towns and villages across Japan, the practice of the Nembutsu is being appreciated by so many people. And we too are a part of that, have the opportunity to hear and to learn from the teachings of Shinran. And it is for that reason that we celebrate Gotan-E, the birth of Shinran Shonin. I hope we get to continue to deepen our appreciation together. There is one phrase in the Shoshinge that I've become kind of particularly appreciative of the past few years. And in that verse, Shinran says, the person of Shinjin realizes that birth and death is nirvana. It is a way of seeing the world that allows us to appreciate where we are, who we're with, and what we're doing. As we conclude, will you please join in Gassho and Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you to Rinban Sakamoto, Reverend Mikame, Mr. Akizuki, Mrs. Tanabe, and Mr. Jones, and to organist. We will now have Gatha Sayonara on page 103, followed by the promise located on page 5 in the little book and page 15 in the big book.
Sayonara minasan gokigenyo. Sayonara sensei o daiji ni. Tanoshii kondo no tsudoi made.
The promise. We thank the Buddha for showing us the way of freedom.
We will endeavor to walk in his noble path every day of our lives. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Thank you to Rinban Sakamoto, Reverend Mikame, Mr. Akizuki, Mrs. Tanabe, and Mr. Jones, and to organist Mrs. Jones. Are there any announcements? Before everyone leaves the temple, please straighten all the books for the next service. Those of you who are interested are welcome to attend the adult English service following the service. For your safety, please obey the crossing guards and look both ways before crossing the street. Thank you for attending today's service.
Good job. Thank you.
makes a steak with no seasoning on it, just grills it, you know. And then my sister puts it up and gets it done. A couple times my brother-in-law forgot to bring the boiled chicken in a cooler, you know, like high chef. And now it doesn't want that anymore. It wants to be nachos.
Oh, all right.
So yes, last night
Thank you. I'm not sure if I put it back.
in-laws were in town because they came to see an ice show this weekend. And they wanted to go out to dinner to my older niece suggested me nachos.
Oh, okay.
Best restaurant. And I looked it up on my phone and it said it got 4 points for the rating. So that's pretty high, you know. They go up to 5 for the rating and that's pretty high, 4, you know.
Was it good?
They enjoyed it. They said it was recommended by your niece. That's what they told me.
Oh, really?
But that would be their daughter-in-law.
Oh, you had a family gathering. Kind of mini one. Okay.
And then I thanked them for making the food for my 4-legged niece, and they go, "Oh, we enjoy doing that. No problem." Because see, some of their stuff, they don't have it in the marinade because after Saturday, they close Sunday and Monday, so they don't want to leave it in there too long, then it gets too salty. Right.
I met your sister, Helen.
Huh?
Oh, really?
Right.
I didn't realize I'd been working with her for 2 years through the IBS, and all this time I didn't know she was your sister.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't know.
Yeah, so we had the graduation ceremony on Friday, so I met her for the first time in person, and she finally mentioned that you know you were her sister, and you never knew. Elaine didn't know either, so it was
But like Elaine, I never met her, but somehow she knew what my first name was. I knew Phyllis because we were in YBA together.
right.
And she was a class below mine in high school, so, you know, I know her from then. And then I know her older brother
Rich,
because
or
he was
Bill.
in my Sunday school class.
Rich or Bill?
Richard,
Rich,
the
yeah.
older one.
Older one, yeah.
We were in the same Sunday school class together.
Okay.
And then your mother-in-law always called me Lillian ever since I was in grammar school.
Yeah.
I was Lillian to her.
Yeah.
They were wondering who she was talking about, you know, 'cause she used to always call me Lillian.
Yeah. Oh, it was really nice meeting her. She's been such a great help to me.
But she likes working there because she said she used to work for Neiman Marcus, and she said she hated it because sometimes she wouldn't even see her family. They'd be in bed already.
Oh, yeah.
Because she would have the late shift.
Right.
Every week was different, and every month was different.
Yeah. That's retail, yeah.
And then plus, they made her a department chairman for one of the, you know, areas on the floor, so that made her stay a little bit later.
Yeah,
too.
more responsibility, yeah. No, she's been a great help. She does her job really well, so.
Yeah, one year she got promoted, and I didn't even know she got a promotion. Robin Shinaga always wanted to tell me, did you know your sister got promoted? Because they were in the same Sunday school class together. That's how they met.
Yeah. Well, it always amazes me how small this community really is, you know.
Right.
So,
And then Stevie Shinaga, every time he sees me wearing this, he goes, "Oh, you're prepared."
Yeah.
Because he's the president of ALBA, because Jackie wanted to step down, so she's vice president now.
okay, I better get ready. Thank you. I'll talk to you later.
tsunomanda, 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 tsunomanda.
Good morning. My name is Jacque Yamaguchi, and I will be your chairperson for this morning's service. Are there any visitors today for today's service? No new people? New people? Oh, way in the corner over there. Okay. All right. Well, welcome. And if someone nearby or can help him if he needs any help, it would be appreciated with any of the information and books and things. So, let's see. First, we will start the service with Sambujo on page 24 in the big book, followed by Hyobyakumo, then sutra chanting Juseige on page 23 in the small book, and page 93 in the big book.
the members of the San Jose Buddhist Church, Betsuin, I reverently come before Amida Buddha with deepest reverence and thankfulness for the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of Amida. We reaffirm the three homages. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance.
Shiga
Now we will have Daihyo Shoko from the following organizations: ABBA, Morgan Hill Hawaii Kai, BWA, San Jose Betsuin. Now I have Gatha Shinran Sama on page 86 in the Dharma service book, the little purple book, followed by the three treasures on page 3 in the Dharma book.
If you please join now in the reading of the three treasures on page 3 in the Dharma School Service book. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves your supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. Please be seated.
Now we'll have a Dharma lesson from Reverend Mikame.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here for the Gotan-E service. I'd like to begin my talk with reading a passage written by Shinran Shonin. So, if you wouldn't mind, please join me in Gassho. Place your hands together at your heart center. Heart to encounter, even in many lifetimes, is the decisive cause of birth. Amida's universal vow. Hard to realize, even in myriads of kalpas, is pure changing that is true and real. If you should come to realize this practice and changing, rejoice at the condition from the distance past that have brought it about. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Okay, thank you very much. Today we are observing the special annual service in Jodo Shinshu tradition, which is called Gotan-E service in Japanese. Gotan-E. Gotan-E is a service to celebrate our founder Shinran Shonin's birthday. Is there anyone who was born in the May here? Oh, congratulations! When? 14th. Okay, happy birthday. Who else? Oh, Oh yeah, right. So we celebrate her birthday during our trip in Japan to Japan. Yeah, right. Yes. And then Shinran Shoni's birthday is May 21st, 1173. So May 21st, which is today. So today is Shinran Shoni's birthday. So this year, 2023, is an important year for Jodo Shinji tradition. So it is 850 years since our founder Shinran Shonin was born in 1173, and 800 years since Jodo Shinji traditions was established. To commemorate these two important events, the special memorial services were held at the Honganji Temple in Kyoto, Japan, from March through May. And I was fortunate that I was able to go to Kyoto to attend a special service with some members from our Betsuin the other day. So, and then I'm back now. And yes, and we're back in the U.S. last week. But I'm still like having a jet lag, so still sleepy now. But I'm feeling better now. Yeah. During this stay in Japan, we visited Tokyo, my hometown, and Shimane, Okayama, and Kyoto, and many places. And we were able to have a wonderful time with everybody in Japan. And we also visited as I said earlier, visited our mother temple in Kyoto, Honganji. It was a big and beautiful temple and full of important legacy and history. I was very worried about whether this trip will really happen this year, since many countries had a restricted travel from abroad due to the pandemic. But fortunately, many people all over the world gathered at the Hondo in Honganji, Kyoto, and celebrate his birthday together. And as I mentioned, this service for the celebration of his birth is called Gotan-E. Gotan-E, first kanji, go, means coming from the above. And tan currently means birth in Japanese, but originally means falsehood. My teacher in Japan told me that tan is same as tongue, this tongue, implying the world made of our words and action is of lies and exaggerations, and we are easily affected by those uncertain things. And the kanji e means gathering. So in short, this is a gathering to celebrate the Shinran Shonin came to the human world, where it's full of falsehoods, to lead to the world of true enlightenment. So this is of course opportunity of the celebration, but rather the gathering to express our gratitude to Shinran Shonin to guiding us to the right path. By the way, we can track back Shinran Shonin's journey of spiritual growth through the names that he had. Shinran Shonin changed his names so many times in his life. His birth name was Matsuwa Kamaru. The Reverend Kakehashi in Japan mentioned that Shinran Shonin changed his name many times. Every time he had a big spiritual turning point. At the age of 9, Shinran Shonin received a Tokudo ordination of Tendai denomination at Mount Hiei, where we visited during the trip to Japan. And he received the name Hannen. At the age of 29, when he became a disciple of Master Honen Shonin, after leaving Mount Hiei, giving up the monastery practices, Honen Shonin gave him the name Shaku, a mark of his disciple. At the age of 33, when Honen Shonin allowed him to read the copy of Honen Shonin's important writing, Shinran Shonin asked his master to give him another new name because it was a very big process for him as a disciple. Honen accepted his offer and gave him Zenshin. And then, time period is not certain, but he clearly revealed that he could deepen his understanding of Amida Buddha's vow and the origin of Amida's directing of the virtues thanks to the Basbandhus and Tanran's writings. To show his respect to both masters, he selected one kanji from each name of Basbandhu, Tenjin in Japanese, and Tanran, Dondan in Japanese, and called himself as Shinran. Shin comes from Basbandhu. Tenjin in Japanese, as I said earlier. Shinran Shonin selected Jin from his name, and Jin can be pronounced as Shin. And Shin means parents in Japanese. And Ran comes from the name of Tanran. But here's another kind of interesting story about Ran. It is about the bird Ran. There's a kind of, I heard that there is a mythological bird in Eastern Asia mythology called Ran, with the same kanji as Tanran's Ran. But someday, some people said the story about the Ran might have impressed Shinran Shonin at the time, and then he might have picked this kanji because of his appreciation for this. So the bird Ran is described as being a 5-colored bird that radiates the 5-colored beautiful rays of light from the body. And the feathers shine when it spreads its pretty wings. So maybe, I think this shoji slide door you see the slide door, maybe Ran is this kind of bird. Just imagine, this kind of bird is a Ran. Ran would sing 5 standard pitches amazingly, beautifully. However, the Ran is said to have some troubles, especially when they raise their babies because of their uniqueness and beauty. After laying their eggs and the baby Ran hatch, the parents Ran tries to feeds its babies like other birds. However, the bird Ran looks totally different from the parent Ran. The adult or parent Ran has its beautiful and shining 5-colored feathers. On the other hand, the baby's feathers are black-colored, and the bodies look plain and different from their parents. So babies cannot recognize their parents because they have totally opposite appearance. Thus, they were distrustful to their true parents and turned their back against their beautiful parents and didn't try eating what their parents brought for them. The parents Ran wondered how they would be able to feed them without scaring them, but with trying to make them feel at ease. And what they ended up coming up with was to match their parents like their kids have. What they did was, as they got foods for the babies, the parents dove into the black mud and let themselves be covered completely by the mud before going back to their babies. Then the babies were finally able to recognize them as the parents and came to receive the food from them. Since then, the parents Ran is allegedly set to do this so that their baby feel comfortable to approach them when they feed their babies. This is believed to be the way the bird Ran raised their babies. When I heard this story, this reminded me of how Amida Buddha reaches us human beings. Amida Buddha is a symbol of the content of true enlightenment, or great wisdom and compassion that human beings will never be able to perceive and approach from our side, because it has neither color nor form. The mind cannot grasp it, nor words describe it. Upon knowing that we have no wisdom to be able to see the truth, Amida profoundly thought how Amida reached us and changed and showed the form its enlightenment into the figure that we can perceive with our senses. And its great wisdom and compassion are reaching us with our Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, which we can hear and chant. This is a calling from Amida Buddha to me, that I am embraced by Amida Buddha's wisdom and compassion here at this moment. I would say that this can be compared to parents' runs a big love and compassion toward their little treasures. There are always countless and indescribably big efforts, and many times that someone made and took for us before we realized this. As the baby around grows, there are countless things that parents did for their babies, just like others did for us too. In a reciting or hearing Namo Amida Butsu here and now, there are efforts and times that Amida Buddha made for us. This is what we should appreciate in our lives. Our relationship in this world is interdependent with each other. For example, saying thank you is one's subjective action to express one's gratitude to others. But feeling gratitude and happy is not something that occurs from our own feelings on our own, but it is a kind of interdependent reaction that probably something or someone else that makes you feel happy. So saying thank you seems like as my subjective action, but not completely. So just like that, reciting and hearing Namo Amida Butsu seems to be like my subjective action, but it is actually our response to the calling from Amida Buddha after hearing and understanding times and effort that Amida Buddha made for us. Even the feeling of gratitude that we have is also our response to Amida Buddha's great compassion that has assured us to be born into Buddha without leaving anyone behind. And how will we respond to great compassion in this world? With you and I and you, it is an interconnected world. And Amida is a part of our lives. And we are part of Amida's life. Even it is invisible, we are included in something that is inconceivable and immeasurable with our perspectives or standards. That is enlightenment. We are included in a wondrous world of enlightenment. Accepting the world of enlightenment in our lives will be a big help to allow us to see the world and the life as they are without getting swayed by the uncertain words and the standards that our world follows as being true and real. As I first mentioned as an explanation of kanji character tang, this world is full of delusion, falsehood, and perspectives of people who live in this world of delusion. And there is nothing certain here. And there is nothing certain in us. But shamefully, we live our lives and believe that what we have is correct, judge ourselves and others with our own perspectives. In Godensho, the letter of Kakunyo, who is a third religious leader in a tradition, saying like this: Shinran Shonin is a transformed body of Amida Buddha. Kakunyo revered Shinran Shonin's effort and time that he spent for spreading the Nembutsu teachings. Shinran Shonin appreciated the Nembutsu deeply in his life, but he didn't keep it to himself and share his appreciation of Nembutsu with more and more people who had hardships and friction in their lives. Although I'm not sure if Shinran Shonin took the kanji inspired from Bird Run, but I personally believe that Shinran Shonin might have compared the story of the compassionate action of the parent Run with Amida's great compassion and compassion toward us. Again, kanji Shin means parent. If he was really impressed by the story of the Run, he might have wished to live like a parent Run and respond to the benevolence of Amida. This is my kind of imagination. Yeah. For Shinran Shonin, who truly heard and accepted Amida's great compassion in his life, I believe that he might have propagated the teaching of Namo Amida Butsu for those who have no chance to hear Buddha's teachings, or those who turn their backs away from hearing the Buddha's teaching as a real force. So just like the parents of Bird Run, Shinran Shonin continued to share the appreciation Namo Amida Butsu with many people through his life and teachings that were passed on, continue to nurture us here and now, even after his passing 850 years later. If we accept the name Shinran in the meaning of the parent Run, it gives me a warm and a gentle feeling of Shinran Shonin, and at the same time, I feel his strong will, just like the parent Run of commitment in growing this life. Okay, thank you very much for your kind attention. I'd like to conclude my talk with saying Namo Amida Butsu with Kansho. Please join me in Kansho. Place your hands together to heart center. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu.
Thank you, Reverend Mikame, for a very insightful explanation of Shinran, his life and understanding of his name. We will now have Gatha, Ondokusan II, on page 76 of the Dharma book. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Thank you, Reverend Sakamoto, Reverend Mikame, Mr. Jones, Michael Jones, and our organist, Elaine Jones. Are there any announcements for today? Okay. Before everyone leaves the temple, please straighten up the books in front of you for the next time around. Those of you who are interested in becoming, interested, are welcome to attend the, this is off from the morning service, okay. Excuse me. Okay. We hope that you enjoyed the service today, and please be safe on your way home, and you're welcome to Daihyo Shoko this morning. Thank you for coming.